Isn't that beautiful? This door is 70 years old. Hey everyone, how's it going? Sitting Low, just coming at you guys with another video, and on today's adventure what I'm actually working on is I'm restoring this old farmhouse door, and this is actually one of the entrance doors to my house, and it was in pretty rough shape, so I decided, you know, while the weather was nice, what better time to remove it, strip it down, and you know, fix a couple of areas that needed some you know, putty work and whatever, and just try to make it look new again. So been in the process of stripping it down and getting it prepped and ready for paint, and having pretty good luck getting all these little nooks and crannies and stuff just using your traditional paint stripper and a little cheap brush. You just kind of brush it in there, let it sit, and then just kind of agitate it, and it just wipes off after a little bit. But on some of the bigger surfaces, what I've been using is this thing called the Wagner paint eater. And I just wanted to take a minute to tell you guys about this thing, because I picked this up at the hardware store for, I think it was about 12 bucks. And basically all it is this abrasive disc. And now Wagner sells this paint eater like orbital tool thing that is designed specifically for this, but what I've been doing is I've just been using it on my regular angle grinder here, and I gotta tell you, it has been a godsend as far as knocking all this paint on some of this wider, bigger surfaces off, because if I had to sit here and scrape this, this would have taken me hours to do. But this whole bottom portion here that's not as detailed as the upper portion took me more or less 10-15 minutes to do. And so anyway, there wasn't a whole lot of information about this product, so I figured while I'm doing this I might as well just make a quick video for you guys and explain to you how the Wagner paint eater works. Alright guys, so I got it all set up on the grinder, and a couple of pro tips for you. Always wear safety glasses when you're using this thing, and if you have the ability to do this outside, I highly recommend doing this outside because it does kick up a considerable amount of dust. And another thing is, once you start going with it, once you got it on, make sure you keep moving. Do not just sit there and hold it in one concentrated spot, because it will dig into the wood. You want to just let, more or less, just don't apply any pressure whatsoever. Just kind of let the weight of the grinder just do its own thing, and always keep it moving, because if you just, like I said, if you let it just rest in one spot, it'll go right down to that wood, and it will tear into that wood. So if you're careful, you know, this thing could be your best friend. But if you're kind of if you're not careful, this thing could, you know, do more damage than good. So anyway, let me just show you guys just how well this thing works. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, there's one small portion of this door pretty much done, and as you can see, it didn't really take me long at all to do that, as long as you just kind of keep moving and let the paint eater eat the paint. You know, it does a really good job actually. So one thing you will notice, you will see some I guess you could consider them swirl marks if you get a little too aggressive with it. But once you're done with this process, what I like to do typically is just go over it with like a sanding block, you know, sandpaper and like a piece of 100 grit or something like that, and just kind of, you know, just kind of smooth everything over once again before I paint it. And depending on how you paint it, you know, I like to use, you know, this is an old house, so I'm trying to do this and restore this house employing the old school methods of which they kind of did this stuff. So I'm like using the old oil-based paint, and I'm brushing it all. So kind of like the brush, you know, the brush strokes. You see the little lines in the paint from the brush. I don't know, it's old school stuff. But anyway, this is the paint eater in action, and I'll just go ahead and do this other section for you just so you guys can see me do this one. Isn't that beautiful? This door is 70 years old. And this thing is just taking the paint off like nobody's business. I mean, this thing has had at least 5 layers of paint on it over the years. Painted over paint over paint over paint. So I'm gonna say this thing is definitely an ass-kicking device. Alrighty, you guys, as you can see, this door is pretty much ready to go, and it didn't take me any longer than 10 minutes to get it stripped down to like this. Now, chemical stripper, you brush it on, you gotta wait 10, 15, 20 minutes before you can start scraping, and then, you know, that'll get so much paint off, and you gotta reapply another layer of the stripper, let it sit and bubble, scrape it again. So like I said, certain situations like where you got these nice detailed lines and stuff like that, you really have no choice but to use the chemical strippers and to just kind of be patient about it. But some of these bigger surfaces, you know, I highly recommend this Wagner paint eater. Like I said, this took me 10 minutes to get knocked down. So pretty much just remember what I said about, you know, not applying too much pressure. Let the weight of the grinder just kind of do its thing, and never stop in one spot. Continuously move. Just always keep moving. Do it outside in a well ventilated area. Wear safety glasses and a respirator, you know, because you never know what you're sanding into. And then, you know, when it's all said and done, you know, I either hit it with a sanding block or just a Scotch-Brite pad, because here, let me show you. It will, once you get down to the wood, you can see there, it will make a little bit of a swirl marks. So once you hit it with a sanding block or a scuff pad like that, it gets rid of that, and boom, you're ready for paint. So anyways, that is my review on the Wagner paint eater. And I gotta say, you know, it works. You just gotta be careful with it, take your time, and yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know what you guys think.